Hello, welcome, and thank you for being here for this climate change event. And apparently you do understand that climate change and weather change is not exactly the same. So thank you for being here. I like the commitment that you have for this event. Today we will have a lecture from Professor McPherson, and it is the opening for our first meetup, Civilization Alpha meetup. Now, let's explain what's in the name. Why Civilization Alpha? So, in software industry, like in the alphabet, alpha comes before beta, and it's used to indicate a product that is not really ready yet, something that you don't want to quite use yet. And that's where we are with our civilization. We are at, if you believe that the civilization that we live in, well, we are living in a civilized society, then we wouldn't have all these problems that we have nowadays. That would be a civilized without hunger, without overpopulation, without violence and class stratification, which is fought also with violence, and ends up way too often into wars, which is the ultimate failure of bridging differences. But not only social and political issues, but our civilization is creating also environmental issues. So pollution, disasters. This is a bird that died for eating too much plastic. We're overgrowing. We are depleting the Earth resources at a rate 50% faster than the rate in which Earth can regenerate them. And basically, if we would be a civilized society, we wouldn't have declared war on what sustains us. This was Amazon jungle, part of it, at least. So, what do we want as a civilization alpha, as a group of people? Well, pretty much the same that Miss Universe would like to want, like the end of poverty, the end of war, the end of politics, well, the corrupted one, but in the end, they're all corrupted. And the end of environmental issues. That's all good, but the question is, how do we do that? And that's where we come in. Let's start with a thought experiment. Let's say that we really fucked up, and we need to leave the planet because it's over. It cannot sustain us anymore. So we are looking in space for Earth 2.0. That could be Mars, or could be any random place that could sustain life. Now, what we do is we put together the best people around that we have from all the countries that are left. For instance, the Netherlands would be underwater, so nobody from there. And we put them on a nice spaceship, and we put them on this planet. Now, what would these people bring on the spaceship? Would they bring money? Thank you. Because, well, you don't do anything with it. Would they bring boundaries? Like, this is from the Netherlands and this is from USA. But also that doesn't make a lot of sense. You try, like, that belongs to a history that does not belong anymore to this planet. So what they would bring technology and knowledge. Technology that will be able to get the resources on the planet, inanimate resources, minerals, to build things that they need, to have things that they need. That is water, that is air, that is food, that is energy, that is building material, to just build more machines that can provide more of the above. So you understand what I'm trying to get? Like, we have technology to do that nowadays on a remote planet, and we are fucking up this planet without, why are we not applying this technology here on this rock in space? So let's make a little comparison between the economy that should be built on this other planet. For now, on Earth 2.2. For now, we call it resource-based economy. We will always call it resource-based economy. I will explain you why. But we have here the problem. We don't apply it here because we have a market economy, an economy that is based on profit. So let's make a comparison. We have consumption. So basically, it's like you need to buy things, because if you don't buy things, the economy stops. and everything collapses. So if you don't buy, we destroy ourselves. On the other hand, we need to preserve whatever it is. It's a closed system that we live in, and we need to preserve whatever it is that that we have. So if we are taking a tree, we need to make sure that we're planting 10 afterwards, so that by the time that we finish the forest, there is an entire new, bigger forest that is already grown. So now we can actually do that. There is no problem on cutting down a tree if we're planting more trees. Here we have obsolescence. When you buy a product, any product, it has been the cheapest technology that you can put in, because by buying and using the cheapest technology, you will be able to maximize your profit. So it's already old, the product that you buy, when you buy it. And also it's designed to wear off and break within, well, just after the warranty. On the other hand, when you're on Earth 2.0, what you're gonna do is build machines that don't need maintenance. And if they do, you build the maintenance in it directly. So that then you don't have to take care about it anymore. It's you build it, and you try to maintain it the minimum as possible. Then here we have the concept of property. That would be like, I worked so hard to buy this laptop is mine. There we will have access to things, because you don't actually need things. Actually, you don't own things. This is just things that we put together, materials that we put together. When we die, these materials are gonna stay. So we don't own anything, we're just borrowing. What we need to do, though, is access to things. So we don't need a car, we need to move from point A to point B. We don't need the drill, we need something to get something that helps us make a hole. We don't need the ski, we need to get a ski. We don't need to own it. Then here we have competition. Competition, it's, well, the patent system and so on. Like, if I have a great idea, I'm not gonna tell it to you, because you might run out and make money with it. And you know, like, in case that there is no money, then well, then we can have a collaborative society. So basically, is I have an idea. Can you help me out, or can we sort out what we can do with this? Here we are working to getting an income, because we need the income to get the stuff we want. But we don't need an income. We just need the stuff we want. So what about, instead of working for an income, we just use automation for production? Automation for production would just produce things. It costs nothing to produce things when they're automated. And we can share that produce with everybody. In general, we can say that what we build here, what we are used to, we grow into, is a system that is based on scarcity. If something is scarce, then there is more demand. And if there is more demand, there is more profit to be made. So now we have incredible amount of production levels that are stopped in the name of profit. If we have burning of crops, stopping of factories, because like, whoa, we are overproducing, that's not good for business. That's what's happening right now, and that's absolutely insanity. While here, on Earth 2.0, with a resource-based economy, we will have abundance and equality. If we have a machine that makes hair for 10 people, we're going to build a new machine that makes for other 10 people, and then we can expand into it, and everybody gets hair, everybody gets the food, everybody gets the water, everybody gets anything that anybody needs. So, what is the target of Civilization Alpha? It's to design, to brainstorm, and to find things that will bring us to the 1.0, Civilization 1.0, which is the civilization that is based on a resource-based economy. It's very simple. The only thing that you need to do is declare the entire planet as common heritage from everybody. If you do that, there will be a chain of events that slowly will turn this civilization in a very advanced civilization. So how do we make the jump? How can we turn the current profit-based economy into a resource-based economy? So first of all, there will be like spread the word and let the idea sink in. It takes some time, but you will find out that it can work. So just show that there is a bigger pond where you can jump into. So then you let the people choose. And if enough people are going to bring forward these ideas, maybe at some point the leaders will decide that would be a good idea to switch to this kind of moneyless, slowly of course, but moneyless societies. This is a top-down approach though, or like bottom-up, because of course we need to have a lot of people that believe into this. The bottom-up, we are pro a more stronger bottom-up approach, so starting from you and people like me and you that are discussing and caring about the things that we're talking about. So these are the members of Civilization 0.1 or the Zeitgeist Movement or Venus Project, it doesn't matter. People that care about this. If we have this, we can start forming a group of people that discuss and brainstorm. This would be Civilization Alpha and this movement. These are people getting together. Version 0.2. Version 0.3 is the creation of business that are not based on profit, so non-profit organizations that are actually already implementing parts of the resource-based economy. And who is going to pay for this? Well, simple, the people that care. People that know that putting the money into these businesses is going to give them back tenfold what they actually put in. So I'll give you an example. We have this technology that has been greatly developed in the Netherlands. It's a vertical hydroponic farming. It's used mainly to grow wheat over here because there is a great amount of gain that you can get by selling that. But you know, when you have to compete with salad, you have to compete with something that is grown in Morocco, transported all the way over here, shipped all the way to your close grocery store, and then you buy this salad for €1. How can you compete with that? There is no competition. Building this system costs money, and this system is so much better than all this process that we did. So this system doesn't use any pesticides because it's inside buildings. Does not depend on the weather because it's inside buildings. Does not get infected because, well, not too much at least, because it's using just water and nutrition and lighting. What happens here is like you can simulate, you can grow a tomato tasting like it was grown on the side of the Vesuvius, just next door. So you can just go there and pick it up, get it directly from the farm in the empty office building next door. Why is this not happening? Because people are not investing into this. So if you are a member and you have a choice, just choose to buy and invest in this kind of company. Now, let's say we take care about the food. Let's think about housing. This is something that came out 2 months ago. But I'm just going to use it as an example. This is a very high design, Italian design house made of 99% recyclable material with a 4 kilowatt solar panel on top, and you have some smart things inside as well. All the furniture is designer. This house, you can buy it now for €450,000. It's a little bit of a stretch. But imagine this, the process to build this is not so complicated. So instead of everybody buying his own fruit or everybody buying his own house, what about if we put the money together and instead of buying a house, we build a machine that builds the houses? You can imagine that building these houses building a factory that just builds these houses the same way as you build car cannot be too expensive, and you can drop the cost of production of this unit from 450 to probably about 50. And you know what? You can sell it for 100 and people are going to love it. So you have had 200% profit. So you see, it's not a bad idea. We can use business to actually achieve what we want. This is a way to make a transition between business-oriented to resource-based economy. Now, what is 0.4? I'm only going to stop at here, is when these companies get together get together to actually create something that can be fully applied and in a local application. So let me explain what I mean. Let's say we bought this house. I bought this one. He buys this other one, and so on. Everybody buys his house. It generates electricity. And then it makes sense that we can unify these houses together into one group, into something that takes care of all of them. Takes care of what? Of the recycling, maybe, of your waste into nutrients that you will need, or electricity that you will need for a urban vertical farm. In this case, what you have is a house and a self-sustainable nucleus of people that you are completely outside of the grid. And this can be replicated for absolutely cheap all over the world. So if you need to think about why do we need to just buy one and then get together, let's just start designing things completely together. So this is the Venus project, and I really suggest you to look it up. Jeff Fresco is the guy that came out with the concept of resource-based economy. The guy's a genius. And the idea here is to build an eighth of the city and build machines that will build that, and everything is integrated inside the city. The transportation, the network, everything is integrated. And when the machine build the first part, they will just move on to build the second, the third, and so on. This is an organism, in a way. It does not require any input and output from external. It's self-sufficient. And if there is some input required, you may maybe communicate to the next city. You can get some stuff from there. Maybe a city close to the sea has more availability of fishes. About that, you can build cities in the sea while you're trying to repopulate. You understand? You pick up a fish, beautiful, the tastiest fish grown in the sea. You put back thousands of them that are so that you can repopulate the sea. And of course, you can also have self-building structures, self-erecting structures. If you think that this is all science fiction, well, think back, because this city is being built. This is the Masdar city south of Abu Dhabi. This is a completely autonomous city. It's based on the concept of zero carbon, zero waste, zero fossil fuel. It's designed entirely to be efficient. Wind comes in from here. There is a solar panel and water to change the temperature naturally with the minimum amount of resources. And transportation is integrated under the city with this kind of automatic electric cars. It's very interesting what's happening over there. Unfortunately, it's happening on the base of profit. So we need to rebuild another way. We need to be able to build this city, not in the name of profit, but of the civilization. So there are a lot of questions that needs to be answered, and I could speak about this for like days straight, no problem. And you will too if you understand the concept. It's very easy. Once you understand how it works, you can answer all kinds of questions yourself. So we're going to meet up every month or twice a month if necessary. Here at the Thinking Hut is very close to the Tropen Museum. It's a very beautiful location and very appropriate name. And well, I hope you understood a little part or informed you enough with this little time that I have. So please join our meetup if you would like to know more, or just pick me up afterwards after the lecture. And if you don't, maybe later on in time, please have a look at these two movements. There is a lot of material there if you're not convinced. Now, it is my pleasure to leave the stage to Professor McPherson, that is going to talk about abrupt climate change. So imagine this as a ticking bomb, and this clock is not just ticking, it's also speeding up. So a big welcome to Professor McPherson.